Edgar Degas is, of course, a central painter to the Impressionist movement, and yet he's actually not really an Impressionist. One of our latest shows at the museum, Degas' Method, in 2013, we think rather conclusively proved or showed that Degas is at once both a member of the Impressionist group and also a person who deliberately sets out to challenge and question the issues of Impressionism. And Degas, of course, is notorious. I mean, he's considered one of the forerunners of modernism. Picasso collected him avidly and actually also interpolated a lot of his thoughts and style in his own work. But as an Impressionist or a person around the circle of Impressionists, he is second to none. I personally think that together with Gauguin, he's probably the one you should go to if you want to check out what Impressionism is. In this museum, he's unrivaled in as much as, of course, we have a huge Gauguin collection and a large Impressionist collection too, but we have a special relation to Degas. In 1949, the New Carlsberg Foundation donated, which was actually one of their largest donations ever to this museum, giving us the full complement of 74 Degas sculptures in bronze, the ones that were discovered in various states of disarray and dismemberment in Degas' studio upon his death in 1917, in plaster and in clay, and they were salvaged. Whatever could be salvaged were cast in bronze and proliferated in several editions all over the world. There are, to date, 4 existing remaining complete sets, and we have one here at the museum. That is a wonderful background for getting to know Degas, because Degas used his plaster and clay figurines to check out reality, so to speak, against painting. To use his models when he couldn't, as you say, get along with a live horse, he always had the little clay or plaster models. So that is one aspect of it. But since we also have 5 other works by Degas in pastel or oils, we now, with this new acquisition, can really tie the knot around Degas, so to speak. This is a great opportunity for us and a wonderful gift from the 2 foundations, the New Carlsberg Foundation and the Augustinus Foundation. And it allows us to see what Degas is occupied with in the 80s and 90s. And I deliberately say this with a little bit of room to wiggle, because Degas is a tricky man to put down and pin down. He rarely dates his work, and he was notorious for actually, when he'd sold the work to you, he might show up on your doorstep and demand the work back for little subtle changes, and then you might never see your work again. A collector actually once chained one of Degas' works to the wall in order to avoid this happening. But this painting especially is a fantastic one in as much as it displays the mastery of Degas. Degas may have been to the race courses. He probably was, and he also sketched there, but most of his stuff was actually completed back in the studio. As he said, I don't get along with horses. So that actually very finely pinpoints the idea that what Degas does is use nature as a starting point. So this is not about the actual day at the races, so to speak. This is simply and elegantly an essay into how nature can turn into art. Horses and riders as a pretext for delving into how to rearrange or arrange a pattern, elegantly meandering its way across the surface of the canvas. So the little jigsaw pieces are put together, elaborately turned around, probably by using his figurines in clay and plaster of horses and horsemen, and ending up with something which is so much something which modernism will take to heart, the idea of the free disposal of the material on the canvas by the painter.